Let me see whether I can get this started recording first. And let me mute one side first. Okay, so let me go to my Kahoots. And let's play this one now, the simple one first. Okay, and then no, we are not going to have a team. Okay, there will be no movement around. We have to be in our seats. Okay, so I'm also sharing screen right now. For those of us who are able to see, this is the Kahoot. Let me try again. Start from beginning, key in a code again. Okay, we've got 23 participants. Okay, let me check. Is it recording well? I think it is. Okay, we're 29, 30. Okay, can we start now? Good. It seems like we are mostly okay. It should be a right angle. Bonus, what angle do you see on the clock? Yeah, right angle is 90 degrees. It's it looks like it's 2:28, 2:27 or something like this, the time. But if the clue here is given is 83 degrees, it's not exactly 90. There is some new knowledge, okay? But half of us got it right. Okay, let's see. Bonus, next one. What angle do you see in the letter X? Looking at the one that's red, okay? Red. Marked in red. Marked in red, okay? Okay. That's obtuse. Triple bonus. How many degrees do you think are there in a straight angle? Triple bonus. Okay. Tiffany, Human, and Jerry. All right. And then you have Justin and Samantha in the runners-up. Cool. Right. Every question was answered correctly by both players. Well done. Now that we know the answers, shall we try again? The same 7 questions. Let's do it one more time with the same pin. I think we are ready to begin. I think I don't know why there's 44 though. Shall we restart it instead? Yeah, let me just restart it. Yeah, I think it's lagging. So let me just do a new share. Stop share, and I do a new share. Okay, it's loading. And I'll do it one more time with the new pin, okay? Are we okay to carry on? "96, come on. Put it inside if there's a problem with it. What happened to it? Okay, switch one quickly. Okay, are we ready? Something with the speaker, is it extremely soft today? Can we be patient? Okay. Oh, okay. This time Darren shot up fast and furious. Sorry? Yeah, only got five. I got five missing. 33, yes. But inside the bag there isn't 33. Okay. I've got the empty bag here. Yeah. Yeah.
Just in case if there are extra,
Okay.
like chances. Five more.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow. I think now that you are more familiar with our questions, you are able to answer really fast, and the scoreboard is jumping quickly. Okay. Wow, the scoreboard is moving quickly, yeah. Triple bonus, the last question. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at there's a new podium now. Hong Hao, Vidya, and Janavi. All right. Okay, and then Tingy, is it? And Justin's coming up. Okay, now before we move on to the next activity that I've prepared, I'm going to ask us to put the iPads away for a while. You can put it underneath your table or put it on the top or right hand corner. Let's run through a bit of the workbook pages first, some of the questions, and then I will introduce you to the other activity. Okay, let me stop share now. Okay, so test. Okay, so I've unmuted myself on my laptop. I've unmuted myself on my phone so we can see this page, and I've put it on spotlight. Let me turn on the lights. Right, so I want to run through some of the questions here. The previous time, that Friday, I kind of hurried through the pages, and I said, actually, we quite finished it. But I feel that it was a bit of too much of a hurry. I wasn't very sure if everyone felt confident about completing it. So I'm going to help us with just a bit more of the questions here. So I would like you to pay attention to how, especially I make markings on the book with highlighter like this. Let me see if I can make this brighter. Okay, so I use my paper triangle, or I can use my corner of my ruler, or if I have a set square. The next chapter we are using the set square. So right now I remind everyone again, best for tomorrow onwards, have a mat set ready. A simple one, a 4-piece mat set. Inside the 4-piece mat set, when I open it, I have some of these materials. This is called a 4-piece mat set because there are 4 items in it. Okay? Yes, please get your parents to get it from you. You can get it from the bookshop. 4 items. I'm not too sure how much it costs from a bookshop. I bought mine from the marketplace. It costs about $1.50. Yeah, so you can visit any popular bookshop at any. I bought it at the marketplace, one of the provision shops. So you can find it at popular. I said it last week to try to get it by tomorrow. Okay, if not Wednesday. Can? Now, so you have 2 sets of set squares here. Slightly different. I'll tell you more about them when we go to the next chapter. A protractor and a ruler. Okay, usually comes in a little envelope like this. During my time, it comes usually in a metal box. They still sell it in metal boxes if you go to popular. But the metal boxes have lots more things inside, but it's quite heavy. So at primary 3, we only need a simple one like this. So do get one. So I can use my set square right now, or my ruler with the task, or these items here. Okay? So for every right angle that you check it with your set square, or you check it with the paper right angle. All right, to see whether it is right. So we say a right angle looks like a L shape. So I can make markings on my book with the L shape. So do check. Let's say if it, like this one here, it fits the set square nicely. It looks like a set square already by itself. So I can mark out with my highlighter the L here. Whereas the other two angles are not right angle. So this one's got 1. So for every shape you check. Diligently check. Best to check. Don't use your eyes to estimate. That may not be it's just an estimate, it won't be a good guess. Okay, the best is have an instrument to check. So this has 0. Like I said, if you have a Geoboard shape eraser, you can use this corner too. So it is okay? Yes. As long as you can identify right angles on it. If it's like you use the country eraser like this one, all 4 corners used already. Then very hard to use it to see right angles. So you use one that is, you can see right angles from it, from the corners of this. Okay? Eraser. Right. Is this everybody okay with this page? Now for this square, you really must square look like square shape. It might not be a square, so it's best to check. Okay, so this one's a right angle. Okay, check this one. This one's a right angle. Okay, this one's a right angle. Okay, so all 4 are right angles. So this is indeed a square. So I mark out with a different color. So it's quite obvious to see. Is this okay? Okay, right. Now, moving on to page 83. So I went through this in last week. Okay, we talked about how to remember acute angle well. We say that there's a shortcut, that in acute angle, that you spell A-U-C-U-T-E, acute angle. It gives the idea that capital letter A, you're able to remember it. Okay, those that are acute. Whereas obtuse looks like a obese, overweight angle. So it's like greater than like right angle. Okay? Can? All right, all good. So on page 84, it asks you to use the paper right angle to check, or you can use the set square to check. The difference is that in this page 84, is checking if you are able to talk about the properties of the angles in words, in proper words, proper maths terms. So when you're able to write down, okay, I know this is an obtuse angle because it is greater than a right angle. That's how you are speaking it. So to see if we are able to speak it well, we are actually asked to write it. So let's do write it down nicely. Greater than a right angle. It is an obtuse angle. So why is this angle obtuse? Because is in comparison with a right angle is greater. Okay? Okay? And then you have the smaller than, and then you have the equal to. Nicholas? Is this okay? So this one you use equal to. Equal to a right angle. That's why it's a right angle. And then explain how you check. Any problems with writing explanation? No. Give it a try, give it a try. You can write it in your own ways, your own language. If you find writing it difficult, you can draw also. Okay? Sure, it's okay. I'm fine with that. Of course. Okay, so, okay, on page 85, this one's a little bit more challenging. Mark the angles in each letter. And so first step, we need to mark. I wonder how many of us kept up the good habit of doing annotations. When I was marking area parameter, the word problems not so much. Some of us who quickly complete the problem and missed out the annotation step. Please try to keep up the habit. You'll really see it helps you when you get older, okay? Especially when you start to deal with more complex word problems and more steps. So start that habit when we are at primary 3 now. Okay, so we are supposed to find acute, obese, and right angles. Okay, so that these are the clues I note down. Then first step to mark all the angles. So I use my, like a C looking curls. I mark out all the angles I can find. Have you marked out them as well? So if you are using 2 different colors to mark them out, that's cool too. So like I can say I use maybe one color for acute and one color for obtuse to mark out the color. But the color aside, we know that it's mostly talking about the turn. Color is for us to see easily. That's all. Okay? And then you have the L. And I mark them as right. You've got that? Is that okay? Now mark them as right. And then the last one. So there's 3, 2, and 0. How? Is that okay? See, and what do you get for this one? B? How many acute? For B. You check with your ruler or set square. Okay. Or your paper right angle. They are all right angles, right? So it's 0, 0, and 4. Okay. Before you go, Charlize, maybe you can tell me what's the answer for this one? Acute. Acute, the smaller thing. How about the ones at the side? Can you check with your, do you check with your paper right angle? So the one that I mark up in orange here, is it bigger or smaller than right angle? Bigger. So this one is obtuse. How about this one? Also obtuse. Then the one in blue? It looks like a letter A, right? So this acute, acute. So there are no right angles here. It should be 2 acute, 2 obtuse, and 0 angles. Is that okay? You note that down, please. Then you go to the toilet. Is that okay, everyone? Okay, huh? Right. So just check whether I'm correctly. Test, test. Test, test. I hope the recording test. I hope I'm not muted and everyone can hear me. Test, test. How is that I'm muted? Test, test. Oh, okay, that sound though. Test, test. No, I'm muted here and I've unmuted here. Test, test. Test, test. Yeah. Okay, so one of them must be on. Okay, so we are good here? Okay, so the next, on page 86, I suppose you take note, pay attention to the angle that's marked out. So just now with the letter X, the same ideas comes with, so is directing you to the specific angle that you're supposed to pay attention to. Are we okay with this? I got us to try this on our own. And we talk about the barrier when it's open and closed. And for this one is, you want to use the term, is it either greater or smaller than? So A will be what kind of angle and B what kind of angle. Can I leave this to try, you to try on your own? Okay, Okay, so I want to move on quickly to page 89, which is the exploration activity. Okay, everybody? Are we okay? Doing okay? So do you manage to do 87 on your own? So maybe let's check with Samantha. Samantha, what angle do you get for this one when the barrier is closed and it makes an angle with the standing pole? Is a right angle? And Tiffany, what do you get when the barrier is open? What's the angle that's formed here? Obtuse, very good. So would you use greater or smaller here in this blank? Let's ask greater. Okay, Zheng is first to answer that. Okay? Are we okay? All right, so now on page 88, I showed you the example previously. So for those of us who are quite unsure still, you're not so sure what to do with this, I'll share the screen again so that we can take a quick look. Okay, so this is talking about the hour and minute hands. Just a quick reminder, at primary 3, we learn time. We want to be very exact. So our hands of the clock must touch. And the hour hand must be short, along the minute hand got to be long. Let me share the screen now with the PowerPoint. So you can see that previously we did discuss this. So if you go back to if you check out last Friday's recording, you'll see me going through all the slides and talking to you about the activities that we have tried out. Okay, and the last thing we learned last week was about comparing angles. Okay, and here's a revision again. And for those of us who are unsure, this is an example here on page 88. Do I need to freeze this screen? Okay, so if you're not so sure on page 88 how to do this, this is a slide. I'm going to just spend 10 seconds at this. If you're still not sure, you can go back and check out the video on YouTube. Okay? You can play and pause and repeat over there. Feel free to come up with your own ideas on your own time. Okay? Cool? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now I'll stop share here. If you want to see this, you can check out the YouTube video again. So now we're moving on to this page. The one that I said I'm gonna let us explore on this one a bit more. So this is the time on the Geoboard. I'll share with you the app that I downloaded, requested to be downloaded on the Geoboard. So on this picture, I get ready my iPad and putting it here to show everyone. So at the end, you try on your own, okay, everybody? Okay. So can you mark out the angle as well? Remember to mark out the angle, okay? On page 88. So if I mark out a time, say 9 o'clock, let's say it's 9 o'clock, do mark out the angle as right, for example. Is this okay? So remember to mark out using your L or the C, the turn, the arrows to tell the turn. Is that okay? Okay, so I'm back here again. Right here again, I'm taking my iPad to show us the app that I have downloaded for us to spend some time to explore a bit more, okay? So if you go on the screen, okay, there's this section called Maps. Click on it, tap on it, and then you can swipe. And you'll see Geoboard here. Tap on it, and this will appear. Okay? So, yes, correct. So instead of using the traditional rubber band Geoboard, I've downloaded this app onto the iPad. At home, you can download into your own iPad as well. If I'm not wrong, it's still a free app. Okay? So I can tap on these different ones at the bottom. You see I'm tapping here, the bottom here. Okay, and right now, you see me with the middle one, the tab here. Okay, so you can explore it yourself first. Give yourself about 5 minutes to play with it. Get yourself familiar with the rubber band. You can play with it, play around. Make your own design. Okay. You realize that you need to pull the rubber band to a spot, then you will not. Then you will stop. And the red marking, the X, gives you a clue of when you need to release it. Okay? I can delete everything. And if I like to use it a little bit like the ice cream sticks I gave you, then I can use different colors. So for example, I can use a yellow rubber band here, and I use a red one for another, to form a right angle on here. Like this. So I can use different colors too. Yeah, so I jack like different rubber bands, like this one, and I meet at the meeting point. So I'll delete this. I tap the blue rubber band and I tap the spot here. You see the green? Come on. Okay. Oh, cool. And I can drag it over. I can use different colors. See? So I make a square of this. No, it's not a square, it's a rectangle. Okay, and I use 4 different colors. Just like the ice cream stick, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah? Just now, Zhou said he made the clock. So he did this and he dragged like this. And he formed his acute angle. But of course, it's not exactly a clock because I think the both hands are same length. So you don't know which one is the hour hand, which one is the mini hand. Okay, sure. So you play with it first for a while, okay? Then after that, we'll go use this to try to solve the question in the book. Test, test. Test, test. My test. My test. My test. Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay. So, are we exploring? I want to come by to see what everybody is doing. So I'm going to bring my phone over to take a look at everybody's work, okay? Okay. Okay, this is in. Okay. Okay. You're using a pencil. So can you use the rubber band instead? Because the points are you just tap the rubber band and you drag. Okay, you're still on the pencil mode. Close it first. Okay, try the rubber band. Okay, give it a try. Then pull the ends of the rubber band. Yes. Okay. Are doing okay? Nice. You look like you have a very cool design here. Cool. Okay. Are you okay? Don't use the pen. Okay. And drag this. Yes, you may go. Drag and then pull. Okay. You can use different colors as well. Oh, there's a lot of rubber bands you're using. Hey. Wow, this looks really cool. Chaya is making a design. Okay. Are you using the rubber band? Yep, okay. Wow. Yeah? Yes? Yep. Okay. Wow, he has a cool design too. It looks like a puzzle board. Hello. Nice. Okay. Okay, I'm heading out back to my seat. Meanwhile, saying hi to everybody. Hi. Yes. Oh. Oh, so interesting. Okay. Okay. So if you are done exploring and having fun, let's try to use this now to answer the questions. Okay. Now there are few ways of doing it. Like I said, I can do it by using different colors, or I can use the same color. So I'm on page. It's upside down. Okay. Okay. So like I'm on page 89 here. Everybody, let's use this to try to help us answer the questions. If you have already completed it, it's cool also. You can use it to check. Okay, you can put a Geoboard on top of it also. So let's say if I made this shape here, the first one says I'm supposed to have 4 sides and 4 right angles. Okay, the first one here. The first question here says I'm supposed to have 4 sides and 4 right angles. So 4 sides and 4 angles. So the first method that I chose is I use 4 different colors to mark out the 4 sides. The previous time we talked about the dots being possible endpoints, okay, or possible meeting points of the lines, right? So for the A, I am making this with, I think this is a good answer. So I use 4 different colors to show the 4 sides. And it says 4 angles. So I'm going to mark them out with my blue highlighter. The 4 angles are here. Now you must be accurate. So when I'm drawing, I must make sure I use a ruler and the lines fall on the dots. So if you check with my Geoboard here, you realize that the lines are on the dots. And the meeting point of the lines meet at the dot too. Now, I can mark out with the angle now with my pen. Oops. Okay, I can mark out with my pen the right angles here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the Geoboard itself. But I can't really print this and paste there, right? If you want, you can go home and then print screen on your iPad or your phone, and then you can paste it on the workbook. I'm fine with that. Okay, but the best thing is you know how to draw. Okay. Whoop. The best thing is you know how to draw. Okay, it's important that you learn how to draw, especially when you go up to the chapter on area parameter and the chapter next year. You need to be having good drawing skills. Okay, the next one says a shape with 3 sides and a right angle. A triangle, right? So most of us are quite okay with that. Can I delete my board already? Okay, I delete mine. Let's start with a fresh one. Okay, so over here, a shape with 3 sides and right angle, I can again use the same idea that I use 3 different colors to show the 3 sides. Or I can just try to drag one rubber band out.
and you realize that it can be of different size and shape. I can drag it to this big. I can also drag it to this side. And you see how many you can make on the Geoboard. So this is one. I can mark it out here. That is the right angle here. Remember marking out the right angle. Huh? Hello everyone. I'm at the solving the problems of 89 already. Are you doing the same? Use it to solve the problems. Okay, so the time for exploring is over. I hope we are all on the same Geoboard. Nicholas, we're not using the circle one anymore. I'm using this to answer the question here. Okay, so I'll show you a few examples. I can use my different colors. Oops. So I can make another one here. So let's say I use this one and I make another right angle triangle. And I use 3 different colors to show this one. Correct. So Joe is saying I can use just one rubber band. Over here, I use the 3 different rubber bands to show the 3 different sides. And then again, I must remember to mark up my right angle. So I know where the right angle is. Okay, not very nice. Okay, this one here. Or I can make another example over this side. I want to make a long triangle that is thin and long. So I use different colors and I mark up my right angle. So using an app is quite helpful. If you have trouble drawing at home, you can go home, have the app on your iPad or your phone, snap a picture, screenshot, and save it onto, and print it out and cut it and paste it here. I'm fine with that. Okay? But it's best you can draw. All right? So once you're done with that, you try do a drawing. Okay? So you realize that if I'm going to press the grid, there's a grid button on this. So if I press this button, I can actually see the square grid appear. There are some grid lines that appear. You'll notice that all these grid lines here, they've actually formed right angles at every. You can actually see the right angles at every corner. You can find many right angles here. Okay. Okay, so if you like to challenge yourself to do a fun one, so I draw one example here. Okay, so one example here. Yeah, can. Now, if you want to be funky, you want to try something different. So I can have a right angle triangle that looks like a set square, and I rotate it. So, like for example, this one. Oops. Let me take the red rubber band. I can make it have a right angle triangle this way. It looks like a set square. Here. And actually there is a right angle here. This one is a bit special because it cuts through the square. Are we okay with this? Okay, so the one with the 4 sides and 2 acute, 2 obtuse. DC. So 4 sides. Two acute and 2 obtuse. Are we okay with B already? So I clear my board, I clear my screen. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 sides, okay? Okay, so I'm going to show you Lavelle's example. Oops, I should use. So for C, she used a short side, one side. She formed this first, one line. And then after, she tried to drag, form the obtuse on one side first. And then form another obtuse on the other side. I join the last one here. Yep. So this one can be an answer for C. Are we on the same page, everyone? So I can mark out with my acute and obtuse with different colors. So this one answer. Okay, this for C. Then you realize that this, like, you'll probably get a shape that's similar to this because of how you want to make the angles acute and obtuse. So your shape will more or less looks quite similar to mine. Yeah, there's no right angles in it. It didn't ask for right angles, remember? You see, I can try dragging out also. This is another possible one. It's a bit irregular shape. So 2 acute, 2 obtuse. Mark the angles. So that's for C. Are we okay? Ken, for C? Yes? Do you have a different answer? Ah, cool. I like your answer. Can you mark out the angles? Which one's acute and which one's obtuse? Press the pen. Yes. Your lines got to meet on the dots. Okay, this is okay. Use a ruler. Use a ruler. This is like it's not straight. Use a ruler. Oh, nice. Okay. I'm gonna borrow yours. Okay, let's take a look at Hong Hao's answer for C. So his is this. This is called a parallelogram. Okay, so you have got two obtuse and two acute. Can you see it? Yeah. Anybody else got the same as Hong Hao? Good. Cool. All right. So you can look at either direction. You can look at it this way too. Okay, you'll learn more about this shape and its properties when you're primary 5. Okay, so we have some examples. This for C. Is that okay, everybody? So try to answer in your workbook as well on page 89. Thank you, Hong Hao. And mark out the angles, okay? So I'm going to use my book here. So I drew Hong Hao's example for C. So mark out the angles, 2 acute, 2 obtuse, oh, I didn't mark out the first one. Or I just, oh, the right angle is there. Okay, mark out the acute too. And then the last one on a shape with 5 sides and 1 acute, 4 obtuse. This one's a bit challenging. Is that okay? So the last one has got 5 sides. You got it? So you can play around with it a bit. So what I did was I just used the next one on D. So D is a bit more challenging. It says 5 sides, 1 acute, 1 and 4 obtuse. Actually, what I did was to just play with my shapes. The one that I just made, I added another rubber band. So just now it was like here. for question C. And what I did is I just moved one of them and then tried to add another rubber band in for a 5-side shape. Then I try to play with it a bit. And see if I can make a shape. Maybe like this. So I've got an acute, 4 acute, 1 acute and 4 obtuse. Is it okay? So you try to play around with the rubber bands a bit. I use 5 rubber bands for the shape D. So this one is a 4 shape, so I can just stretch out a bit. And I try playing with this. Make another point. Maybe like this. So I kind of play with my rubber bands. You can use either 1 rubber band or 2 or 5 rubber bands. Is this okay? All right, huh? So that's on page 89. I'll leave you to explore it. On page 90, just tell you something briefly about page 90, okay? Boys and girls, the bell has gone. On page 90, I'll tell you briefly. After that, you can use the remaining time to explore on your own, okay? So on page 90, the last page on the math journal, it says that a triangle has 3 angles. A right angle, acute, and obtuse. Now, if you were to use the Geoboard here, okay? Everyone, are we okay? On page 90, on the Geoboard here, I'm going to clean this off. Everybody okay? I'm cleaning this off, huh? Now, when it says that you can try to explore with the Geoboard later to see if whatever city here she's saying is correct or not, whether you agree with her. So that if it helps if you are drawing, but to start with a drawing, I'm going to use a Geoboard to make a right angle first, like what city is saying. Now, hi, can I have your attention, please? I'm going to do this just once. Can I have you look up, please? You can explore later. See again. Now, can we look at the question here? The question here says, a triangle has 3 angles. That's what CT is saying. She says, one of them is a right angle, one of them is an acute angle, and the other one is obtuse. And she asks if you agrees. Now, the best is to draw a triangle to help you explain. But what to draw? I give you a clue here. Tiffany, Zishan. Now, we all understand that a triangle is called a triangle because it has 3 angles. Tri means 3. Apart from that, it's a 3-sided figure. It's made of 3 sides. 3 sides. So if you look at my example here on the Geoboard, I used 2 rubber bands of 2 colors to show 2 sides first. So I'm missing one side. And these two sides meet at a right angle. So I begin with this. Okay, I begin with the two sides meeting to form a right angle. Now the next thing is I want to try is, okay, is it possible at all that I drag in a rubber band and I form from these right angle sides, can I form and drag this third side to form one acute and one obtuse? Is it possible? Is it possible? Can you form one acute and one obtuse? So you realize that no matter how I drag to form the triangle, the blue line, it will make acute angles, but none of them are obtuse. Can you see that? So if I say that this triangle has a right angle, it's impossible that you have both obtuse and acute happening. It will likely be both of them are acute, the other two angles. If I want to have one angle is obtuse, like for example this one, if I make one angle obtuse, you see that you will lose the right angle. You cannot find the right angle anymore. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Now, this is something that might seem very difficult for some of us to understand, but it's important to take note of this. If you can understand this well, that's very good. When you reach primary 5, you'll learn properties of triangles, which will be important with this concept, which you start learning from now. Okay, are we cool with this? So if you're confident with answering this question, please go ahead and draw the examples that I've done on the Geoboard for you to see. Okay, give it a try. If you're not so sure, you go back home, watch the YouTube again and see the explanation goes on one more time and see if you can catch anything down. Is that okay? Is that okay, everyone? Now, by tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to start collect angles worksheet. Okay? On Friday, let's make Friday again. Friday is the last day I'll collect angles. So you have up to Friday to hand in angles. Is that okay? So make sure you're done by angles tomorrow. Okay, by Friday. And tomorrow, we are going to start on a new chapter, parallel and perpendicular lines. Can you have your mat set, please? Cool. If that's okay, I'll leave you to explore the rest on the iPad. You can continue to use the Geoboard here, or to explore the other apps on the maths board. Okay, so if you click on the maths, there are actually other things you can play here. Okay, so if you like shapes a lot, you can go on to the tangram shapes. Okay, Ken? One more thing, just now when I was here, actually I didn't tell you about, you can actually fill the shape with color too. So go ahead and explore, okay? Okay, so I'm going to end the lesson here. It is also, so, like I said just now, we are finishing this chapter. So last week I did some of the activities on angle sorting. Check out the video from last week. Okay, so if you have, I think someone posted something on Class Dojo last week. Let's take a look. I think it was Chen Yang and Lavelle. So last week I shared something on the Class Dojo, the videos, and the portfolio part, I think Chen Yang log in, Lavelle log in at home too. So this is Chen Yang's answer.
This photo
Okay, right? Yeah.
90 gig.
Yes.
90
Thank you, Chen Yang, for attempting this and uploading the video. Okay? Lavelle just wrote today is a happy day. I was like, where's your anger? To complete the task is quite fun. I'm so happy to see Chen Yang's. Is that kindergarten photo?
90
Yay, so nice.
90 degree.
Okay, so thanks for sharing. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna stop here and end my lesson.